Hey guys, welcome to the 6th episode of the GRaBcast podcast. I'm your host Josh. We got Brian.
Hello.
We've got Al back.
Heyo.
We've got special guest Sean Johnson. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, and I think everyone else is going to be doing a little bit better because we've got the long-awaited return of the non-kidly diddler, Lee Green.
Heyo.
Hey! How you doing,
Hey.
Lee?
I'm doing good. It's good to be back.
Good to be back. It's good to have you back sometimes.
Nice to record.
Good, yeah. So, as we said last week, guys.
Fucked up.
Yeah. As we said last week, this is going to be like, at least the first half is going to be a little Avengers, Age of Ultron theme. So Spoilers, hardcore, so if you're worried about that, just a heads up, we all actually just watched the movie, came back to record. We might not have a full hour, so if we don't, we'll just start talking about other stuff. But yeah, for at least right now, it's going to be Age of Ultron theme. So what did you guys think?
I almost pissed my pants at the end because it didn't end fast enough.
What?
Like, you needed to go to the bathroom and you were waiting for it to
I was
end?
just waiting for it to end, and friggin' Scarlet Johansson just staring at a damn wall.
It was a pretty nice wall,
It was
as Cap said.
Yeah,
I like that
very nice
boulder.
wall.
That is a nice boulder.
That's a nice boulder. Shrek is love, Shrek is life, man. But yeah, so I really liked the movie. I've heard some of the main gripes that people have had are that it's just kind of a placeholder because everyone is waiting for. That was a bad idea. Because everyone is waiting for Infinity Wars, which they've over the past couple of movies they've been slowly building up Infinity Wars for a while now, which makes sense. But I really had a fun time with this movie. I didn't think there was anything really wrong with it per se. I thought it was just a fun Avengers movie.
I agree.
But no, I mean, I could because this didn't advance the story a whole lot. There was little things thrown in to kind of be like, oh yeah, don't worry about here's Infinity Wars. But I felt like this movie was more so like a, hey, I know we're making a lot of Marvel movies, but here's the Avengers. Don't forget about these guys, and then we're gonna go off a little bit the beaten path before we get to Infinity Wars.
I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it a lot. Don't get me
I
wrong.
wasn't
Fantastic.
disappointed with it. Brian and Al saw it for the
Third time.
And Sean, this is
That
your
was my
second time seeing, right?
Yeah.
But
They did a lot of advancement right in those last 10 minutes, like we were saying, the end, it dragged on.
It did.
But then they crammed a lot into the last little bit.
yeah.
But there was a lot of important stuff down there in the end, so I guess that's why. I guess I get it dragging on. I mean, my bladder can wait. Obviously, it
Don't
did.
drink the big pop.
I didn't.
That was
Al
me.
was the one drinking the bucket of soda. So.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
I just assumed that would be why you had to pee. Have an iron bladder. Don't be a little bitch.
Hey.
Iron Man.
That's actually the new superhero, Iron Bladder.
He can sit through a movie marathon.
Except for repulsor beans, it's just urine.
Oh, of course.
Just not everybody's.
Concentrated urine. Where the guys are just like, oh man, I'm done. This is gross. F this guy. This is ridiculous. Are you guys serious?
Wow.
Really, Shield?
Nobody will fight a guy that's pissing on him. Nobody's.
No.
Dude,
No.
just like I can't remember what movie it was.
Unless
but
that
someone-
supervillain has a fetish.
Oh. Now you made
Ah.
it. You made it weird,
Golden
right?
shower.
You managed to make it
Golden
weird.
Shower Man.
Where's my golden shower?
Where's
So-
my super suit?
Dude, oh my gosh. Great idea for the next Marvel movie.
Frozone.
Kind of. It's Sam Jackson as Nick Fury. He's like, I'm sick and tired of this shit. I gotta open a window, motherfucking snakes, planes, And then he's just like, hey, Hill, where's my super suit?
And he's got
Where is my super suit? And then he just goes off and fights with the Avengers.
And he has a pissing fetish.
Marvel, you're gonna have to start paying us because
Does he
we've
have a
given
pissing fetish?
you Drake and Josh SpiderMan. We've now given you Frozone / Nick Fury in the Avengers.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
We got to
Spider-Man.
do the Arnold Schwarzenegger Spider-Man.
Oh, tell everyone about
just,
the Arnold Schwarzenegger Spider-Man.
Gotta just cast Arnold Schwarzenegger as Spider-Man. Keep him young, keep him 15 or so, but still keep Arnold Schwarzenegger the way he is.
What movie were you talking about where they put the big head on the skinny Captain America?
Yeah.
They made the adult head and just made his body really tiny.
Yeah, it made him all scrawny.
So
That
get
was
rid
Arnold
of Arnold Schwarzenegger's subtits.
Well,
and then-
how did the
And
Arnold
then-
Schwarzenegger Spider-Man come out to be? Because it was the first time you guys saw Avengers, right?
Yeah, it was at the end. Okay, so spoiler cast at the end. We just wanted to see Spider-Man or something like Peter Parker, but no, we got Thanos with his Infinity Gauntlet, which was
cool.
It was
I mean,
awesome.
everyone was expecting, but it was really
Absolutely, and I was like, oh, wouldn't that be great if that was Arnold? And they're like, I get the gauntlet that gives me the Spidey powers. And you're like, okay, I can see this. And you're like, Uncle Ben, no! Just, it'd be perfect. Just, the spider, it's not a tumor, the thweep.
I would probably watch a Spider-Man with Arnold in it. I think that'd be pretty great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be a serious movie though. I feel like it'd just be like one of those. It'd be like Napoleon Dynamite of the Spider-Man series.
It'd be like
Are you saying that Napoleon Dynamite is not a serious movie?
No,
That's an emotional roller coaster, man.
I mean, Napoleon Dynamite's a great movie, but it's one of those movies where it's that dumb, where you're just like, oh, that's so good because it's so stupid.
Dude, the art of Tina having to eat the food. I mean, like, it's so
Fat
meta.
lard.
Oh,
I just got heartburn.
Oh,
so we just went to Taco Bell before we,
most awkward trip.
and
Yeah.
for some reason Taco Bell by my house does not play music, so it is like a quiet place to eat food. It's
So
really
weird.
Weird, man.
But we got their Diablo sauce, and Al's been.
I just took 2 shots of the Diablo sauce, and it's not hot at all.
But when you burp it back up.
But when I just burped it back up, it just gave me a little bit of good heartburn.
So yeah.
So that's the experience with the Diablo sauce. The 3 out of 10.
Would not do again.
The spice is paprika. That's
That's
the
it.
pepper they use is paprika. And
But Diablo sounds a lot meaner than paprika, so.
yeah, welcome
New
to Tom-
paprika sauce coming at you. It's hot as hell.
But not.
But not really.
It'll give you heartburn, kind
You
of.
burp it up.
So
So.
Larry the Cable Guy with Predator.
Ow.
So you can come in and help us
So-
out.
Oh, that's what happened last time. The funny bone
No,
thing.
yeah,
There you
funny
go.
one. Yeah, we're. So steering back a little bit towards Avengers, since we,
Segue.
since we veered off the track a little bit. Brian, you had some stuff you wanted to say about it. You had some theories about characters and whatnot, didn't you?
I forgot. That's
What?
why I haven't said
What?
anything. I'm trying to remember what.
We're at the theater, and you're like, "No, guys, save it for the podcast." No, we're doing the podcast, and you can't remember.
Yeah, you were
anything.
talking, and then I told you to stop talking.
Right now, I'm continuing to talk.
I don't remember
At
what
the appropriate talking
I don't know
time.
what we were talking about.
So many confirmed superheroes.
No,
Black
Vision.
Panther, The Vision,
Yeah, you want to talk about Vision?
Black
Vision was pretty
Panther,
dope.
Wolverine.
Where'd you get Black
Um,
Panther?
Well,
I think they
Panther-
talked about it before.
Well, they
like
did,
a long
but
time ago.
when he talked about the guy being from Wakanda, and the vibranium, that's like
Oh, or
the
Wolverine
Black
got his
Panther.
skeleton. Oh.
No, that's
No, that's
adamantium.
adamantium.
Hey,
That's right. Okay.
let's
My
not
bad.
confuse.
Whoa!
I'm sorry. I have my made
Vibranium
up.
is
I have my made
Earth's
up
strongest
elements.
metal, and
Adamantium.
adamantium is from
Yeah.
space. So
Oh,
watch
well,
your mouth.
I'm sorry. See, I got my
meteor.
fictional elements. Got my fictional elements mixed up. I apologize.
But no, because when they mentioned
Didn't
Wakanda,
it?
that's like
Unobtainium.
where Black Panther.
Black Panties.
That's that's where Black Panther is from. Black Panther, Wakanda like guards the vibranium. It's supposed to be like sacred and whatnot. That's what made Cap's shield.
Oh,
His-
yeah, I know that.
his
But,
dad
yeah, 'cause
is-
he said they used to make it a frisbee.
Yeah,
Wait, yeah.
the world's
No,
strongest
no.
metal, and they use it to make
No.
a frisbee.
Yeah, so where was Black Panther then? Like, where was the hint at that?
Sucking dick.
They were talking about Wakanda.
Just talking about Wakanda,
Oh, okay.
and they know that, like, because they've already announced the Black Panther movie.
I actually heard Lee's definition. Stop listening because that was the one I accepted.
Oh, the sucking
Yeah.
dick, yeah. That's where Black. I'm pretty sure Black Panther has a wife, and I believe maybe some children.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
But unfortunately,
So?
he is kind of married
Gender's a
to
spectrum, Josh.
Oh, excuse me.
Black Panther's married to Storm in the comics.
What?
What?
Is
Yeah,
it?
he is. No,
That's
yeah,
just-
you're right.
No, that's a different storyline than what the movie's
He's married to Halle
Well,
Berry.
obviously, because
Not
Marvel
Halle
can't
Berry,
use,
but the Black Panther's married to Storm in the
Oh,
comics.
all right.
And I believe in Civil War or Dark Reign or something, they end up like
Purple Rain?
Purple Rain.
Chocolate
yes.
Rain? Chocolate Rain. Beat you to
They
it.
end up like,
You did.
you know, splitting up the different sides, and it's kind of getting weird.
Oh, look at that.
Anyways, Thanos.
Thanos was in there, man.
Oh,
Like, with Sean saying they threw a bunch of stuff in there, like, when Thor went in, he has this vision of all the Infinity Stones. I felt kind of rushed. It was like, don't worry, the Infinity Stones, we didn't forget. But then, like, here's Marvel fighting stuff.
Because the biggest thing is like all the Infinity Stones in almost all the movies have been like included in those last little bits. It
Yeah,
seems like,
yeah.
where they haven't really talked about them as much until they're like, okay, well they're still here. We're gonna talk about them eventually. Just remember that they're there.
I did think it was really cool that they showed like all of these main artifacts we've known that they're like inside of them. Like they were like the stone was inside Loki's scepter, and then there was one inside the Tesseract, and then there was one inside, of course, that ball
orb.
from
Your mom's ass.
no
Jesus.
from Guardians of the Galaxy. But aren't there 8?
there's
six.
six.
There's 6.
2 of them haven't been revealed yet
Okay.
in the universe.
Do you think
Okay.
Thanos has one already?
No, Christ.
So, but so you think he's only got the gauntlet? Because I mean, like he's
Yeah.
definitely been trying to get the Infinity Stones.
He had no luck. I don't know. They haven't revealed 2.
You said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
Awesome line. Chris Pratt is the man. I love Chris Pratt.
Ooh, child.
Dude, it was a dance-off.
I don't know. I still can't get out of my head the whole
Turd blossom.
No, his role in Parks and Rec when he played
Andy?
Yes.
Dude, Andy, solid character.
I know. I can't get over the fact that he was playing that in Parks and Rec. Sorry.
Lee's not used to like speaking at the mic. He's been away for a while, so he's not used.
I'm not seasoned.
He was around children, not diddling them, just around them, instructing them,
That
and
was
forgot.
for like one day.
He forgot how to like help them out.
It was a night. No one remembers it. I drugged them properly.
Whoa.
Dude, he used Bud Light, and they took the no out of their vocabulary. That was messed up.
Where the hell is this going?
So, I guess we're kind of like
Welcome back, Lee.
I guess this isn't as much an Avengers cast we thought, but it's kind of sidestepping it. But no, Brian was showing me this thing that Bud Light's new like campaign, like they're up for whatever. On the bottles it says, "We'll take the no out of the vocabulary of your night."
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. Which I mean, like what they're going for obviously is that like
Date rape.
no, they're not obviously going for date rape, but date rape is what
Subliminal.
everyone else is going for. It's always like, yeah, do whatever, have fun, don't say no, but like, this is like, hey, here's a Bud Light, don't say no
Hey,
to
here's
me
my dick,
and
don't
you.
say no.
But
Yeah.
even your justification of their slogans sounded terrible.
I'm not saying, no, I would like to say, like, I think that's what their marketing team was going for. I think it's a terrible idea, like, bad.
What kind
bad
of
news
bubble do
bears.
these marketers live in where they're not getting any of these?
The imaginary perfect bubble of selling
Yeah,
things.
apparently.
And you want to know what they did? They're like, sure, that's good. I'm going to go sleep on my pile of money now, so if you need me, just let me know.
That's a good point, but I mean, you would think that one of them had one of those innuendos that was like, we should.
I also
think
think they
about
probably knew. It
They
made
probably-
me think of the whitest kid you know skit
The-
about
I'm
the
gonna grape
rapist.
you.
They were like, does anyone else hear this? Like, he's saying I'm going to grape you. It sounds
I'm gonna
to
tie
me,
you to the radiator and grape you in the mouth.
It sounds like to me that he's saying rape. Like he's gonna rape. Sir! Oh! Sir, get your mind out of the gutter. So that's probably exactly how that went with
I'm
like,
gonna
no.
find your mom and dad. I'm gonna grape them too.
So yeah, not the smartest play on Bud Light.
No.
Also smartest
But
thing
at
is
the
not
same
making
time,
Bud
it
Light.
was because if ever you want to make drunk people keep drinking,
It also did get them a lot of public. Like I mean, the news was talking about it. We're now talking about it. So maybe it
So
We're
they
like
got
the
'em all over the
We're the
place.
news.
Yeah, we
We're
are.
the news.
Yeah, we
you,
are.
the people, the news, because we're for the people.
Classy. So speaking of date rape, do you think
The
that
Avenger movie.
Segue.
Yeah, segue. Do you think the Black Widow and Hulk like romance should have been in the movie?
No.
I feel like it didn't really add anything. I mean, it was the whole like, how can we get to be how can we use the Hulk, but also have him turn back into Bruce Banner? Oh, Black Widow will be able to calm him down and turn him back into Bruce Banner.
That's fine,
Bruce
but I
Banner.
don't think like the whole romance thing.
I'm sterile.
Yeah, I don't know if the dialogue on
Well,
like
she was
sterility
pregnant
was
the whole
necessary.
movie.
Well, I was Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson was pregnant.
So
Well,
Scarlett Johansson said that she's sterile.
No, Black Widow said
It's
she
the
was
same
sterile.
damn mouth.
No, it's not. It's perception of reality, Lee. They didn't break the fourth wall. She wasn't like, I'm sterile.
she shattered the
P.S.
fourth wall.
My other life, I has a baby. She didn't say that.
cheeseburger.
P.S. You don't have to pull up. Winking.
Hide the
Nudging-
zucchini.
Nudging Bruce Banner.
Hide the
Don't hide the
zucchini.
zucchini.
I mean, like-
Banner, not Banner. I'm sorry.
Banner.
John Boner.
I'm assuming.
Representatives.
I don't know, but I'm assuming there wasn't like a romance between Bruce Banner and Black Widow in any of the comics.
No,
think so.
probably not.
I felt like, I think they've always had some sort of romance deal in all these movies, and I thought they had to throw it in there. I'm also wondering, speaking of the romance issues, if Marvel is regretting ever putting Natalie Portman in Thor. Because in every single time Thor's in, well, I guess she was in the second one, but like any Avengers movie, they have to make some excuse on why she's not there. Like the first one, oh, we're hiding her, here's a picture. And the second one was like, oh, she's getting Nobel Prizes and doing like
That was pretty
woman
funny.
stuff. I did think it was funny when
Pepper
they were,
Potts.
they were
where's
comparing their
Pepper?
women.
But they're
Where's
basically
Pepper?
Yeah.
they're basically just saying we don't have the budget to get both. of
Oh
these.
my
God damn it, Dad! No! This is 2 times! Oh!
Mom!
Dad, this is the second time you are interrupting the podcast.
BS.
And he hung up.
Oh!
So that
Wow.
means one of two things.
He's gonna call back.
That means one, I'm in for an ass whooping later.
Oh, yeah, dude,
Or
you
two, he understands that I'm recording.
No, he's
so
gonna whoop your ass.
probably
You're screwed.
probably whoop my ass, yeah. But I did it for the people. I'm getting my ass kicked for you guys.
I'm sorry.
What can you
Well-
do? They say that Beatings are the best form of flattery, right? People say that, right?
What?
Beans? Beatings.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck are
Punch,
beans?
punch.
Beans are the best
He
one.
definitely said beans.
No, I said beatings.
No, he said beans. You heard
I
beans.
beans.
He said beans.
Well, because you guys love beans. You know, hiding the bean, sticking a piece of veg where no veg has gone before.
Flicking the bean.
Projectile veg.
So back to the Avengers.
I still have some
Avengers!
pretty good heartburn right now.
I did think it was funny at the end where he's like, Avengers, and then it just cuts to credits. Like, he didn't even say assemble.
Ha!
In my head, he sneezed in the take. He's like, Avengers, and like, they could never get a take. So like, just fucking cut it right there.
Yeah. So
See, Al really had me thinking Spider-Man was going to be in there. So, like, when they were going through all the new Avengers, I was like, where the fuck is Spider-Man?
That would have been really cool.
Yeah,
like,
cool.
I would
He
have been
just swings
perfectly
into the
fine
new
with this.
Avengers.
Like,
Like,
because there was no introduction.
No
He just, like,
story. Just I guess Spider-Man's here now.
Avengers, is that
Or
Spider-Man?
they end the movie where he, like, shoots a web and over Cap's mouth.
Oh.
It's like, Avengers.
Oh, man.
That's
That
it.
would've been
That was
perfect.
probably what happened.
Everyone would have been
that's
fine
why
with
I
it.
That's why they had to cut it off, because Spider-Man kept shooting him.
Flip. Drake Bell and Josh Peck. Flip.
No, it was Drake Bell.
Spherical.
Spherical.
Spider-Man shows
Shout out
up.
to you, JP.
Just I have spider powers. Uncle Ben died. I fight crime.
R.I.P. Uncle Ben.
Daily
on
Bugle
Spider-Man.
And I play guitar.
backstory.
Part of the Avengers now.
yeah, here we go.
I mean, I think I've said it before. That is what I'm looking forward to in like Civil War, since Spider-Man's supposed to be in there. That it's just like they're not doing an origin story. They're just like, boom, this is Spider-Man. You know Spider-Man, Civil War. Like, I'm pumped about that.
Yeah.
The new Avenger, like I'd said last week.
Oh yeah, you talked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talked about him being the new Avenger. Which, would be dope.
Which, if you didn't notice, the facility at the end of the movie
Oh, you're
was
right.
called the New Avengers Facility.
That's cool. And
So-
Vision is one of the new Avengers, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's, he's
Yeah.
part of it in the comics.
And so is what War Machine,
Yep.
Falcon,
Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch.
Witch,
Wait, which one is War Machine's the black guy, right? The girl?
Right,
Don
Don
Cheadle.
Cheadle,
Don
the
Cheadle.
man,
Sure.
Iron Man's friend,
best friend,
best friend.
next to Happy Hogan.
And Jarvis.
He's a
And-
girl in
and
the Air
Jarvis.
Force.
Jarvis.
So is Jarvis
Yars.
necessarily dead?
Yars!
Well, I'm assuming because he plugged in the Friday.
Why is Friday Irish?
Who is
Yeah, that was
Friday?
weird.
I was thinking when she was speaking, I was thinking, oh, Jon Snow, Saint Jon Snow. It's like, oh, Tony Stark, fly in the machine, Tony Stark. Oh, take
Oh.
the tank, Tony.
Jesus.
The town's going for a ride. She sounded way too. I don't know if I like the Friday thing.
Who
it
is
was.
Friday?
Does that?
was
He has
just a
like a whole
program.
stack of them
It
now.
was-
I don't know if that does that mean anything. Is like Friday supposed to be like?
I don't think so.
I don't
Monday
know
just
yet.
a really laid back guy to kind of ease you into the week.
And
then
Friday's like,
Tuesday-
woo!
Hey guys, we're gonna go save the world.
Just plays.
Bro.
Oh, 420.
420 on Taco Tuesday,
On
Cinco,
Cinco
de Mayo.
I did think I maybe this is stupid of me. I kind of thought like Tony was gonna be like more excited that like one Jarvis was back and two that he was like a being, because I felt like Tony and Jarvis were like buds, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
that's
thought
how
it was gonna
Master
be, like,
Chief
nice.
felt before Cortana was actually Blue Tits.
Dude, maybe Cortana is gonna turn into like Master Chief's version of Vision.
No,
Vision.
because Cortana is
I'm
already
totally
a human
being
form.
an idiot.
No, I don't. I'm just
Totally
saying, like,
an idiot.
Cortana's already human form, so I'm saying before the Halo whatever started.
Before she disappeared.
Yeah, maybe she was
She
just
went
a
rampant
computer
and saved
program.
Chief, and she was like, "Chief, I've been waiting for this moment for so long." And
Here's
she
my
goes missing, and I'm like,
bluebies.
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 I have to say, Paul Bettany did a really good job playing the Vision.
Dude, Paul Bettany is. Whenever I think of Paul
Oh
Bettany,
my
I think of his
gosh.
role in A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, and he's naked.
And- yeah, when he's just like walking on the street naked. One of my favorite roles because he's
Oh,
such a
wait,
smart
that was
ass, but
Paul
he's so-
Bettany?
That's Paul Bettany.
Oh
Yeah.
Who
jeez.
did
And
he
then-
play in this movie?
He was
Vision.
Vision.
He was Vision.
And
Okay.
Jarvis.
And also, speaking of like Vision being awesome, James Spader did a phenomenal job as Ultron. I
Yeah,
thought.
fantastic.
Robert
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, Robert California.
That's all I could think of the whole time.
Well, I thought like. I guess I don't know a whole lot about Ultron, but since he's a robot, I expected him to kind of be like robot-y and be like, "Hey, I'm destroying the world," blah blah blah. But he was like funny and he had jokes.
Yeah.
Like when he cut off that guy's arm, he was like, "I'm sorry, that was my bad. I got angry. I apologize. That'll heal up nice. No worries."
I can't
I
literally
saw
throw
that
it out my
happen.
mouth.
Yeah. Oh what?
I saw that happening.
Oh because
Like
of,
that guy is losing his arm
Yeah.
because it was
because he's Claw.
right.
Which sets up for...
He's Claw.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, not from Inspector Gadget.
Oh,
Like,
That would be awesome.
oh my gosh.
He's so cool.
It
Go
all-
Gadget Avenge!
It all comes back.
No, there's a supervillain called Claw, and like one of his arms is like a sonic device,
Cannon?
and it shoots
Like the Shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker.
And that's that.
Think of
Him
what
losing his arm set it up for Black Panther in 3
And
years.
Wakanda.
Like Black Panther's like in Forrest Gump.
No.
Like when you were in the Black Panther?
We already talked about the Black
Oh,
Panther.
Black Panther party. I was like, what are you talking about? Black Panther wasn't in Forest Gump.
The Black Panther movie doesn't come out for like 3 years.
So the next Marvel movie is Ant-Man, right?
Yes.
Then what's after that?
Civil War.
Oh, Civil War's after that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Next year is Civil War.
And
And
then
then Guardians.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, then
Strange is-
Ragnarok?
It goes next year is Civil War and
Right.
Doctor Strange.
Right.
2017 is Ragnarok and Guardians
of the
2. Then it goes Infinity Wars, Black Panther, Miss Marvel, Infinity Wars Part 2, and Humans.
See, my thing is like, how are they going to make a movie in between Infinity Wars 1 and 2?
They're making 2 of them.
Well, I understand that. But I mean, like, they're all going to have to be connected. You know what I mean?
It makes
like,
you think what's going to happen in the first movie.
Exactly. I mean, like, maybe the war doesn't even start. Maybe the first movie is just one big build-up for the second movie, which is just one huge battle.
What is Infinity Wars?
Well,
I don't
that's
follow
a very
the Marvel
good
question.
question.
So yeah, I have
It's
no idea
pretty
what's
much
going on.
everything's every Marvel movie's been setting up for this particular movie, especially with the Infinity Stones that were pretty much said in this movie and in Guardians. And pretty much it's so cool seeing that. Here we go. Scooting up, getting excited. That just like they're bringing the stones together. They're finally like, these are the Infinity Stones. This is why we need them. We need to find them. And
The Bad News Bears.
someone's controlling everything that's happening.
What they are is, like, because you saw in the end credit scene, Thanos put that gauntlet on.
Yes.
That has 6 spots for it for the 6 Infinity Stones. And if Thanos gets all the Infinity Stones, he becomes like the most powerful being in the universe.
Like, Thanos is already, like,
Really powerful.
yeah, like a badass that you don't want to mess with, but if he has the Infinity Stones, he'd basically be unstoppable.
He can destroy anything.
Yeah, like
It's
like
insane.
in Guardians, that one, like they said, the one Infinity Stone could destroy entire planets. He would have 6 of those, all with like different types of powers that could like just mess
Yeah.
you
That's
up.
great. But I mean, like, they thought Ultron was supposed to be some huge indestructible thing, and he ended up losing. It's Marvel. There's always some most powerful being, and then he's always gonna lose.
Yeah.
Right. But my thing is like, if there are movies in between there, like they're all like all Marvel movies are connected. I don't know if anyone's gonna want to watch the Black Panther story while the Infinity Wars are going on.
Because we already know what happens in the Black Panther story. They're just a group during the
You're an
Vietnam
idiot.
War.
You're an idiot.
Oh my god.
but what I'm saying is like, I mean, I don't expect it to be like an origin story of the Black Panther per se, because like he's an Avenger, he's gonna be tied into that. So I feel like maybe
He's gonna be in Civil War before his own movie.
That's just
really?
That's a little thing.
He'll
Show up in Civil War, same with Spider-Man.
Wait,
Okay.
So Civil War's skipping over like all the Infinity Stone stuff. Then it's just gonna be like its own kind of separate story. That's
would
not
also be
part
weird.
of like an expanded universe. It's just like set in Earth, isn't it? Like between.
The Infinity storyline is happening behind all of the movies,
Yeah.
kind of like in the background.
Yeah.
You guys can talk.
It just seems like
Watch it.
it seems like there's
Yeah.
gonna be a big gap between like the end of this movie, which actually has an Infinity Stone in it,
Yeah.
to when the storyline for the Infinity Stone comes back again as like
That's
a
a good
major
point.
plot.
Absolutely.
It'll
part
come
of the
back.
story.
It'll go back a little bit because, like, I'm sure Ragnarok will have something to do. Because, like, at the end of the movie, Thor leaves
yeah,
to go like hunt down the Infinity Stones,
right.
which I'm sure Ragnarok will have one of the two we haven't seen yet. And I'm sure Guardians will come back to one of the Infinity Stones, so they have room.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess
Because
that makes sense.
in between Avengers and Avengers 2, there wasn't just like it had the repercussions of like the Battle of New York, but it wasn't all about like moving that storyline forward. It was
yeah.
about
'Cause, I mean, Tony's didn't really have anything to do with Thanos. It was just like, here's how Iron Man is taking the whole situation.
yeah. Same with Winter Soldier was different because that set up Shield being destroyed.
Yeah,
So
which played a huge role in everything, which I guess maybe didn't at the end of this movie, because like,
Shield's sort of back.
kinda, because
Kind
like
of.
Nick Fury's just like, fuck it, I'm not dead anymore. Now everyone can know that I'm
Yeah,
not
what the
dead. Like
hell?
I've
That
been in
was-
hiding, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna make any big deal about it. Here's a new helicarrier. It's old, but
That
here
was
it is.
absurd. Yeah, that was.
I guess.
Like it was cool because you see it running. I'm like, it's the fucking helicarrier. But then you think about like, how does this? So he's like throwing away that whole he died thing.
What the heck? What?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't die.
Well, in Winter Soldier, well, I know he didn't.
Yeah.
In Winter Soldier, like there's only like what 4 people who knew he wasn't dead.
Yeah, well, the time was right that he had to come out and help them.
Okay, so that's okay.
And then I guess in next week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're going to explain like how he got that helicarrier. Because it was just kind of like, oh, all three, like all of them got destroyed in Winter Soldier. How did he get this one?
Right.
So they're gonna answer that in Agents of
That
Shield.
was butt.
Maybe Spider-Man made it. He's like, I got you.
Switch.
Just kind of pull it together.
Yeah.
I liked how they included that one random guy from Shield. He was from the second Captain America movie. He was the guy on the computer
Oh, who didn't
that
pull the code?
wasn't pulling the code.
Oh,
That was him. So he showed up. He was like, "They're all locked in. They're full of people." That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy. Everyone's like, "Why are we centering around this guy?" And we were like, "Oh, that's the guy from the second Captain America
Okay,
movie."
I felt like he was important, but I didn't know why.
Yeah.
And also, a funny thing. Did anyone notice the mother and the child throughout the whole movie?
Yeah, she
That was always centered
Yeah.
like around them
so
for
much
some reason.
cleavage, dude.
The blonde-
That's why I assumed she was in the movie. I'm like, oh, they
She's
just
in
need like
every
a
Marvel
sexual
movie, yeah.
appeal to
They
the
just-
movie.
but
Always just
Scarlett
some
Johansson's in
pair of
it.
boobs
That's,
hanging out.
Yeah.
that's enough for me.
And Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And
Oh,
so
And Transformers.
yeah,
oh, are you talking about the blonde woman who, like, Hawkeye went to save that kid?
yeah, that she was in the
Yeah,
beginning.
she was all throughout the movie.
Really?
Because
Yeah,
the
they
tits
just
were hanging
skipped
out the
some
whole
of
time.
And in the Avengers movie, there was that one blonde chick that
Oh,
was
yeah,
just
who
like
was
randomly
Captain
there.
America saved me. That one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where they interviewed her after
There's-
when
Yeah,
they're in the hotel. Yeah.
there's always been characters that you just
Always
kind
some
of like
blonde
you
chick that has to be
see.
saved.
Yeah, exactly. There's always
Blonde
those
pair of boobs
characters.
always needs to be saved
Yeah.
in Marvel.
I don't know.
You remember
think that-
this
you think
person?
That kid, you think that kid is someone?
No.
Because he also, I mean, like, I also thought they made a deal where, like, they showed the kid look at dead Quicksilver. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
he's
Spoiler!
Well, this is the whole thing. We already made the whole thing as a spoiler.
Brian
He's-
called it like 3 weeks ago
He's like
before the movie
Anakin
came out.
Skywalker.
Jerk.
Qui-Gon Jinn's gonna pick him up, and they're gonna start Star Wars all over again.
Star Wars reboot.
Bingo.
There we go.
He's gonna take up pod racing.
Oh my gosh.
The kid's a prodigy.
You know, all those midichlorians just made him because you didn't see a dad, so
No, you
he
didn't.
was made by the midichlorians. Son
Yeah,
of a
dude.
bitch, that hurt.
Right
I
on.
hit my elbow again. I'm just gonna sit like this, all
Right out
puckered
of
up.
the tits, yeah.
Or
So you-
Marvel's just trying to fuck with people. They're like, we'll just put these two and like put
Just
a
to
lot of
make you
shots in
think,
them,
yeah, just to
make
make
them
you
think,
think
and then never answer the
That's
question.
probably what's gonna happen.
The one thing that I want to happen is because in this Marvel movie, Joss Whedon said there's nothing like after like the scrolling credits. They do that special credit scene where they show everyone, and then they have like a little 5-second clip.
Yeah.
But then there's nothing like at the end of the first Avengers, there was a shawarma scene. There's nothing like that. So like Lee and I work at the movie, so when we have to clean the theater, it sucks because like everyone's waiting to watch the credits, and you know there isn't anything. What I really want to happen is in the next Marvel movie, there would be nothing at the credits, but at the end it just says Marvel, we got you, and then it just ends. Or like Marvel, suck it, and then it just ends.
We have your money.
Yeah.
Just
Ah,
Stan
fooled
Lee's
you.
big wham!
Just
Wasted
Marvel.
your time.
Spider-Man was here. Like, what? Not even that, just Spider-Man, just the word Spider-Man. So when people go like,
After every movie.
they're like, oh my gosh, did you see the end credit scene? They're like, yeah, what was it? Like, Spider-Man. And they'd be like, no. And so they all go to see it, and then at the very end, it just says Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And be like, no.
They
Just
come
something.
up with all these like theories and stuff, and then at one of them they need to throw in like Green Lantern. That just has nothing to do with Marvel. Just random superhero names at the end. That was dumb. I'm sorry.
You tried really
guys are all
hard.
giving me that look like
I
I'm
was like,
fucking
all right.
idiot.
I was thinking of
Whatever.
some way I could tie it back into Deadpool or something. Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern,
Or
Deadpool
He
movie.
killed Mario
Boom.
Lopez.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end it's just Deadpool writing different heroes' names, and you're like, what does this mean? But it means nothing.
Yeah.
It means Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, the movie.
No.
I wouldn't want to watch that. That's so sad. I can't. That was so sad. You showed me that clip where he blows off Spider-Man's head.
Yeah.
What?
Dude.
What?
It's
Oh.
like there's a comic book line series where it's Deadpool and he kills everybody in the Marvel universe. He just goes around and just kills everybody.
Blows up the Avengers, decapitates the Hulk, blows off Spider-Man's head. What else does he do?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's brutal. Like, he uses Pym's particles, the Ant-Man kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He can grow things or shrink things down. He takes Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, while Thor's returning it to his body, he blows it up, like, huge, and it just smashes Thor.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal.
He kills, Swamp Thing?
Everybody.
Yeah, and he actually goes out of his own universe and finds different universes, like Huckleberry Finn, Moby Dick, like old...
What?
Yeah, it's
Oh, no,
it's
it gets
weird.
crazy.
Huckleberry Thin? Or
Yeah,
Thin?
Finn. Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Thin.
And he kills them too, so it's him killing like classic literature.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
really weird.
And then at the end of that, he ends up like going into our universe, like actual like this timeline where people are writing his comic and he's in the room killing them.
It's pretty weird.
And then Deadpool, there's another Deadpool, the good Deadpool, that collects all the other Deadpools from every other universe to try to kill the Deadpool that's killing everyone else. It is probably one of the funniest, weirdest, confusing storylines.
It's a really complicated plot, yeah.
If they could make that into a movie,
They wouldn't.
they wouldn't.
That makes me sad.
Because they'd have to get the
Everyone
Avengers, X-Men,
Just wouldn't do it in the first
Fantastic
place.
Four.
Very Finn.
Speaking of
He melts Mr. Fantastic, I forgot.
Did you think that this was better than the first Avengers?
I don't think
Because of
so.
no?
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the first Avengers, and it's been a while since those 2 movies were released. You know, like
Yeah.
when did the first Avengers come out? Like 2012.
2012?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a long time. I think that first Avengers had that real big like, holy shit, this is the Avengers.
Yeah, they
like,
did it.
all of the, and they
Same
did it
movie did for
so
17 hours
well.
before.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my biggest fear was that, like, oh, your favorite character is Iron Man, but you're going to have to watch all these other guys, or, like, you're going to show too much of one character. And in that first Avengers, they just pulled it off so well, and it worked.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I loved this second Avengers. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think it had that wow factor.
You can't have the same.
Right.
It's not possible.
And it just, like, I think the biggest thing is, like, everyone's waiting for the Infinity Wars. I think maybe Avengers Infinity Wars, I think that might have the next, like, holy shit, because they brought in even more characters.
There's no, like, Hulk smashing Loki back and forth. There was no,
Which,
like...
I mean, I think
There
they
was
kind of
that
did.
one.
When Iron Man in the Hulkbuster suit is punching him in the face, like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. I
Yeah.
think,
That's the one part everyone talks about.
right, and because, like, to me at least, I was like, oh, this is their Loki moment.
Well, not that. No, it was I thought it was the one where Ultron was standing there and like he had blasted him away, and then Hulk just smashed him right.
He's
out
like,
the
you
door.
know, in hindsight, and it's just
Blam!
Yeah, then he like goes into the ship
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, not this!" And he throws him
Oh,
on the
God!
ship.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was that.
I like
That was-
I like the whole fact that like Ultron was so kind of like unstable. Like he was just kind of mentally not all there, and I think it made him funny.
Yeah.
He was totally evil, but he was also like in a sense like you kind of laughed at a lot of what
He
he
was
said.
very cynical.
Yeah,
humans
James
make
Spader did a
smart,
great job in that.
Small
Yeah.
children. That's what it was.
Well, because, like, he knows, like, he's like, oh, I'm doing this all for good, and then he just, like, slowly is kind of like, he never was all there when he was built, and then I don't know if Jarvis was, you know, messing with him the whole time, or if he was just switching the codes, but I thought it was a great character, because
It
in
was
my
great.
mind,
It was fantastic.
it was, because in my mind, he was just going to be this dark, evil, brooding character, but he wasn't, and I think that was awesome. I like those villains that you like. You know what I mean? Like, like you
Loki.
like Loki. You like Loki, even though he's a dick. Like, you want him to lose, but you like him. Or the Joker. Like, dude's crazy, but you like the Joker. You know?
You like Heath Ledger.
I love Heath Ledger. R.I.P.
Jared Leto.
Rip in peace.
Rip in peace.
Yeah, Jared Leto is gonna be the new.
I think he'll do a good job. I think he'll
Here we
portray
go.
that wacky, loony Joker, not necessarily the maniacal.
Cynical, funny. Joke.
Like, they'll just be different characters. Kind of like how in this movie, I think you were saying you liked Days of Future Past, Quicksilver,
Yeah.
or in this Quicksilver. Where I just think they're like, I personally wouldn't compare the two because they're just different characters in my mind. Like in Days of Future Past, he was a kid. It was more lighthearted. He didn't have to like deal with anything. Where this one, he watched his parents die when he was 10, and his twin sister, and like he was waiting for this bomb to explode in front of him, waiting to die for like what do you say, 2-3 days?
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had Stark paint on the side.
Yeah, so like it was a much
Yeah.
darker character, and I think the guy played it well. He didn't have a whole lot of lines, you know, but I think he did a good job with the character, like as story evolved. You know?
Talking about Quicksilver, right?
Quicksilver, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, you were like, is that the
I
Flash?
leaned over and I was like, who the hell is this chick that keeps doing all the mind stuff?
Yeah, they
He was like,
didn't.
that's Scarlet Witch.
They
And I was
didn't
like,
do
is
a
that-
good
is that the
job.
Flash?
They didn't do a good job explaining her powers or
Yeah.
the Vision's
Yeah,
powers.
no, I had no
Yeah.
idea.
They were just like, oh yeah, they do stuff, and like,
This is the Mind Stone.
yeah,
Vision's powerful.
because like he can like go through.
He like
people.
phased through stuff.
Yeah, he phases through
Which
stuff.
they kind of show when he like he was.
Yeah, but that was it.
Right,
They
yeah.
didn't explain it, and like Scarlet Witch, I know she's really hard to explain to people, but
Well, from what I told, because I watched the video, she manipulates probability and like messes with your mind and
Yeah.
predicts you to see your biggest fear.
Yeah.
Which is what she did to all the Avengers.
but like that doesn't explain how she can just like make red blasts everywhere.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I guess in my head I'd say like she's manipulating probability. She's manipulating what would happen, and that's how she's blasting.
Yeah.
But
But
that's what I was
force
told.
field too, though. So I was.
Because in the comics, it's
Very
all like
confused.
hexes and stuff.
Right? Yeah. That's what I heard
She
too.
can change reality and
It's
Yeah.
I don't know. They
Reality
didn't do a good job
gem.
explaining that, which is okay.
Yeah. I
But-
mean, and that was part of the thing I liked. It wasn't their origin story. It's like, hey, here are these guys. They're not going to fiddle around finding out how to use their powers. They use their powers. End of story. Because we've had. I don't think they have a whole lot of time to deal with origin stories right now, at least with the story they're going for.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know these characters, and if not, you will know these characters. Like, oh, someone will see the movie, like, oh, Scarlet Witch, that's really cool. I want to find out more about her.
Unless you're Von Strucker.
Yeah.
Von Strucker was just like, oh yeah, here's the end of Captain America, Winter Soldier, and then he's like in the first 10 minutes of Ultron.
Yeah.
And then poof, no more Von Strucker.
I thought they said Stryker. From like
No, it's
That's what I
because I was waiting, I'm like, oh shit, is that like Stryker from like Wolverine, like Weapon X Stryker?
That's
This
exactly
could be crazy.
That's what I thought they were going for.
nope.
Like,
It is Von Strucker.
That's
okay, that makes more sense.
stupid.
He's a Hydra. He's from Hydra. But yeah.
If you
I
cut
was on
one
the same
head
page
off.
as you, Josh. I definitely thought it was Stryker from
I
X-Men.
thought it was way cool.
Damn! I thought he walked until his feet bled.
Yeah, he did, and then they erased that from history.
Yeah.
Which was very nice.
Very
It was
good.
awesome.
That was the good thing about Future Past. It's like, hey, remember all that shit no one liked? It doesn't exist anymore.
Hey.
Abracadabra.
That was pretty
Wait, hit
great.
your elbow, dude.
I forget it's here. I'm not used to sitting over here. You know.
I know a lot of people are disappointed because everybody thought that the end of Ultron was going to be like Tony and Steve really mad at each other.
Right.
Like,
But no.
but it was just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll see you around. You'll miss me.
See, my thing is, and I think I've said this before, I like everyone to get along and be friends. Like Waffalo, man. We're all friends. We love each other. R.I.P. Ray Narvaez Jr. But like, and like there was that moment where like they wanted to, like, I could feel they wanted to have that bro hug and be like, hey, I get it. You saw some fucked up shit. Like, that's messed up. I don't want you to die. You're my friend.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
good.
like that's my problem with Civil War is like I don't like that. Like I love both of those characters. I think Cap is awesome, and I also really like Tony Stark. I think Cap might be in more of the righteous side, but like I don't want them to fight. You know what I mean? I want them to be friends.
Oh, but they will.
Yes, they will. I did think it was kind of interesting because like when they were making the Vision and they're like, no, we're not doing this again. You did see a little glimpse of like them fighting. You're like, oh, this is kind of what Civil War is going to be like. They definitely have their
They
differences.
had their sides too.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, like
Bruce and Hawkeye, and then on the other side it was like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and you're like, oh,
yeah, like
they're making sides.
That's what I think. Like they definitely kind of like subconsciously set up Civil War.
But now Cap has his own side of the whole new Avengers.
yeah, he does.
Even though one of them is Rhodey.
Ooh.
That's complicated.
Okay.
Shit, I didn't even
Rhodey.
think
Which
about
one is
that.
Rhodey?
He's the black guy.
Don Cheadle, War Machine.
War Machine.
Yeah.
With the big wings? And
No,
shit?
that's
No,
Falcon.
that's Falcon. War Machine.
Iron Patriot.
Iron Patriot.
Oh,
War
yes,
Machine.
the Colonel. Yes, okay.
Yeah, Colonel James Rhodes.
Yes.
Rhodey.
Got that now.
Yeah.
See, I watch these movies, but I don't retain half of it, so...
You gotta watch these movies over and over and over again.
Yeah,
To retain all of
apparently.
it.
Wait, Lee, you said you didn't watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
What? That movie was awesome because it wasn't even like a superhero movie. It was just a funny, good movie.
Guardians of the
Yeah, I know,
Galaxy
'cause
is
it
good.
had
With-
Daryl in it. It had Craig Robinson in it, didn't it?
No.
No.
That's
What?
hot.
That
Hot
would've
Tub
been-
Time Machine.
That would have been
Damn it.
awesome.
It had John C. Reilly in it.
That's what... Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
How'd you get those two
Because
confused?
they have
How do you get a large black man
They
and
both
a
have
very
afros.
Jewish white man?
Oh, Jesus.
They
No,
both have
I
afros.
see what he's
Yeah,
saying.
see?
They,
Yeah,
they have very
Thank you, Sean.
tight afro-like
Thank
hair.
you. Kiss my butt.
But they're
Okay.
also very, very different.
They're
considering
very-
one is
we're
white and
black.
We're
one is
also
Very white, yes.
two opposite sides of the spectrum.
I'm sorry.
Has-
Alright?
I only see the inside of people, not the color of their skin.
Literally, like you like
There you go.
spread them aside and look in the insides, or are you
I-
the Kidly Diddler?
He is the kid.
No,
that did
it's
it.
like Mortal Kombat where they like grab your jaw and kind of like
Oh.
crack your face open and then look
Mortal
inside.
Kombat or Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Oral combat.
Mortal.
Oral Kombat.
Oh,
Oh,
it's a battle
Have you
of
seen the
words.
fatalities? It might as well be called Oral Combat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real gross.
69.
Wow.
That's a fatality.
Hashtag
Really?
cocksuckers 2015.
Oh.
Hashtag.
In oral combat.
Oh.
2012, 2013, 16,
14.
14.
Finish it
50,
off.
50.
Oh. I'm sure that's a thing. though.
I'm
I'm sure Mortal Kombat.
Uncle Ben.
I'm pretty sure.
Get to the helicopter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat is a thing with finishing.
Oh God. Finish him off.
That's probably a thing.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is.
Oh.
But yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I mean,
It was great.
yeah.
It was good.
Even the third time in a row, it was just like, I found things that I didn't even notice.
Well,
It
my
was
thing
it was awesome.
when there's that scene in the church where they're all fighting different, I was like, I'm gonna have to see this movie 6 different times so I can watch each person, because I was trying to watch different people, and then I was like, oh, now I'm watching the Hulk, and now like what's Tony like?
You know, you can just rewind it, right? You don't have to watch the whole movie again.
Nah, you
I gotta wait till it comes out on DVD. Then I could do it, but I mean, like, I could also do it now and go watch it multiple times.
You could.
I get movies
It's not
for
like
free.
you get
working
it
at the
free or
theater.
anything.
Yeah, like the same thing happened when I watched it the first time. I left the theater and I'm like, the Vision kind of looked like a pussy. Like he didn't do much. But then I went back the second time. When you saw it the second time, he was tearing people open the entire
Vision
time.
was
Because I
probably the
didn't
best
even
part.
see him during that fight scene
up at the top,
the first
flying
time.
around.
Yeah, he's like flying
Ripping
around.
people in half.
Oh,
Ripping
man.
people in half.
Those fight scenes are the coolest.
It was, and like even that first, which I really liked how they opened it.
sequence,
Because they
the
opened it
opening
like
was amazing.
it wasn't even like we have to assemble the Avengers. It's like boom, Avengers are kicking ass
Yeah.
and taking names. And then there's that one scene where they're all lined up, jumping slow mo on the screen. Slow mo guys, 2015.
Cap flipping his bike over
Oh my
his
god,
head,
that was so
destroying
sweet.
a
He
truck.
flipped it and threw- Like that's the cool thing. Like there may not be like a huge progressive in story, but like there was a bunch of cool shit in this movie. Like you just like when
Hulk taking the part
Could someone take care of that turret and then just go?
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
thank you.
that was in my head. Yeah.
And like when Black Widow like drives under that semi truck and she's like, "Oh, do I have to pick up after you boys?" Like, and I really like the relationship between all the characters.
See, what I didn't get
Are you playing Hide the Zucchini? That was really funny.
and they didn't answer it, but what I was really wondering, I mean, what the frick? Hawkeye's what's Hawkeye's name? Burton?
Yeah.
Martin? Whatever his
Martin.
name is.
Clint.
Yeah, sure. His wife was like, do they actually need you? And that's what I was wondering the whole movie, and I wanted to ask you guys, do Black Widow and Hawkeye actually serve a purpose in the damn Avengers? Because they can't fly.
they do.
They always have to walk everywhere,
But-
and they can't do anything. Like, Black Widow can do karate, and friggin' Hawkeye can shoot a bow and arrow.
Well, I
But
mean,
they addressed that in the movie.
don't
When he
get
was
it.
talking to Scarlet Witch, he's like, the city's flying. I have a bow and arrow. There's
none of this makes
robots.
sense.
And I liked how they portrayed Hawkeye in this movie. How they really brought him up to be like the hero that everyone is like.
Yeah.
Like he's not a hero. He's like bow and arrow.
Yeah,
and
they, like, ran
they
back to get the kid,
really
so, I mean,
exactly.
It's like the human aspect among gods. It's like what brings them like down to earth almost.
That's a
There
really
you
good
go.
point.
Shit,
That's
Sean,
that's
that was
Sean.
That's awesome. I didn't even think about that. Well, like at the end, when his wife was all like, just to see these guys, like, you think they don't need me? He's like, no, they do, because like even Tony Stark, he's human, but like he is just like so far above everyone else. He's got the armor. He feels invincible. He's creating all these things. Where like
he's smart as hell too.
yeah,
He's
well
a
like
genius.
Hawkeye, he's like in a sense he's just a normal
He
dude.
lives on a farm.
Yeah, like he's got his family, he's got everything to
kids.
protect. He can bring everyone back
Tractor.
down to earth. And even like I read the first issue of Age of Ultron, and like everyone's all like afraid to go out and fight, and like he goes and he saves Spider-Man. He's like, all you guys are giving up. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep fighting. Like even though he's not as great as all these guys. Like Thor is a god. Thor is literally a god. And like he's still like, you guys might give up, but I'm still gonna fight. So he just has a whole other worldview that the rest of the Avengers don't have. I also like my boss said that he felt like Hawkeye was like too big a part. Like he felt like this was too big of a like Hawkeye eccentric movie. But I thought it was really cool because like the last movie there was like no Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's
There was,
why.
like-
That's why they
Yeah,
did it.
Yeah, which it made sense to me. Like they mind control Hawkeye. He's just back there. He's like pew pew. You got 2 on your left, Stark. Pew pew. And then like that was Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But now he was like you got to see how important he actually was, which I thought was cool. And I'm never going to complain about Black Widow because it's Scarlett Johansson and I am in love with her, so that's totally okay with me.
Yeah, she's pregnant, Josh.
Her dream was super creepy. Like all
Yeah,
like,
that was-
stuff.
Her backstory?
Like, her
Yeah.
training.
Her backstory was dark.
I'm sterile.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the only part of the backstory, but it is really crazy. Like it was kind
Yeah,
of almost
that was-
horror.
That was the
Genre.
the graduation ceremony. It's like, oh, you've made it to kill everyone. We're not going to let you have babies.
Rip out
ever."
your ovaries.
Did not connect those like the first time I watched it. I'm like, oh, she must have had some enhancement surgery. Oh, she's also sterile. And then the second time I watched it, I'm like, oh, those are connected.
When she's being
Not
pushed.
gonna lie, just got that right now. If you didn't say
Oh,
anything, I wouldn't have got it.
They like
I
laid
thought
her
that-
down on the table. Like, no. Oh, I know what this is.
I
This
thought-
is bad.
Wait, enhancement surgery? What do you mean?
That's what I thought. That was like assassin like enhancement
Oh,
surgery,
but
and
she
then
was-
sterility
they were
was
taking her
separate.
to rip out her. Oh!
Oh yeah, I'm in the same boat as Lee.
gotcha.
Didn't know that. If you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
say anything, wouldn't have
Oh,
known.
yeah.
I thought they would
Oh,
operate on her to
really?
make her like more badass.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
what I thought.
When she was being pushed down the hall and she's like freaking out, and then you just see those 2 kids standing there. They don't have mouths.
Yeah.
What was that
Yeah,
about?
what
I
was
was like,
that?
are we going to
Dude,
Silent
that,
Hill?
That Matrix shit? Like,
Deadpool.
she's trying to call and Agent Smith is
Ooh.
like, no.
That little kid.
The little kid. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
Moving on.
no, talking about the different visions. Thor's,
Oh.
with Idris Elba showing up, which was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Idris Elba is the black guy, right?
Yes.
Loki was supposed to be in it.
I heard
They
about
filmed
that.
with Loki. They filmed a scene with Loki in it.
I think he was kind of in it, like that guy in the hood,
That
and he was
could have
like
been
that.
him.
I'm pretty sure that was
Well,
Loki.
because I read about this today, and like they Joss Whedon was like, okay, like, can we afford to have like Tom come do this? And
Right.
like, but hey, we can give you Idris, and he's like, sweet, I love Idris.
Yeah.
And then he was talking to Tom, and Tom's like, yeah, I'll do it because at the end of Thor 2, Loki becomes king of Asgard,
Oh,
right?
not gonna lie, I haven't seen Thor 2. But
What?
like,
What?
I want you to keep telling me.
I haven't
I
seen
didn't see
Winter
Thor
Soldier.
1, so
You haven't seen Winter Soldier?
Or Winter
You
Soldier.
gotta watch Winter Soldier.
Thor
That
2.
one's
I've been
awesome.
meaning to.
So the end of Thor,
So good.
so the end of Thor 2, like the after credit scene,
Mhm.
is Thor talking to Odin, and Odin's sitting there like on his like throne, and then Thor leaves, and it like turns out it's actually Loki.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so Loki's in control of Asgard right now.
Oh.
And so
shit.
I
And I'm
think
assuming Thor does not know.
no, he doesn't know.
Oh,
and I was thinking
shit.
that the I think
Oh spit.
when I read
Oh spit, man.
that whole vision scene had like him in it being Odin, and Thor was just like, "Oh, you're just joking around," and he was like, "No, I'm actually king of Asgard."
Oh, so you think his vision showed him that like Loki? Is...
Yeah, but they got cut.
Okay.
So
Well, I mean, like Thor's vision, like that whole scene where like Thor figured everything out. You see the Infinity Stones, you kind of get it. But I wouldn't be surprised if like Thor 3 opens up with like Loki, motherfucker, you're doing stuff again. I gotta take you out. I
Yeah.
love you, dude. Stop being a dickhead.
Yeah, no.
So is that what they were hinting at? When they're like, you killed us all. Was like that he left Loki in
I
charge.
don't know.
That would make sense.
Maybe.
I mean, like you doomed us. You keep bringing Loki back. Stop doing
I
that.
think a lot of that stuff we'll see in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
what is Ragnarok?
it's Thor 3.
It's the end of the world.
That too.
Like Ragnarok means like end of the world, and I don't think they're gonna do this, but Thor dies.
He does.
Yeah, at the end of Ragnarok.
Is that after Civil War then?
How do you kill a guy?
Ragnarok's after it's in 2
We'll
years.
find
Okay.
out.
Oh, Civil War's next year.
Okay, so
But the end of Civil War, Captain America dies.
I was gonna say,
So-
speaking of people dying, but not only does he die, Bucky takes over, and they've already built up that like Bucky is gonna be like they're looking for Bucky.
Bucky's around, yeah.
There are Bucky's the Winter Soldier.
Winters.
Remember his best friend in Cap 1?
No.
He was like Bucky. He fell off the train, and then in Winter Soldier, he was like
I
the
haven't
Winter
seen
Soldier.
I
Oh,
I haven't seen Winter Soldier.
but have you seen Cap 1?
I fell asleep.
Okay, through the entire movie.
Well, yeah, because
So-
it was when we went to that movie and saw the first Avengers for the 17-hour marathon or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
And by the time Captain America 1 came out, I was like,
That was like the third movie.
oh, was it?
Okay, it was like
But
It was
still,
like the
third
second
movie would
last
have been like
movie before
hour
Avengers came out.
6 or something. You know what I mean?
No, like hour 9.
That was after the B-dubs.
Yeah, it was after the Ducks Mackin episode, so. Yeah. There were ducks having sex outside of beat-ups.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, because in the Civil War, like in the timeline, they all fight. A couple superheroes die, and then I forget exactly what happens, but Captain America ends up being like arrested, and then Crossbones shoots him,
Oh,
and he dies. And we already
they've
know.
already built Crossbones up.
Yeah, Crossbones is in Winter Soldier.
So, he was in Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very, very,
so it's
very big
possible
role.
he shows up in Civil War.
Well, I mean, they've built up how important Bucky is. Crossbones already been introduced. Do you think like and I know Steve Evans is Chris Evans.
Steve Evans.
That's his brother.
Chris Evans. I was Steve Rogers, and
Yeah.
So Chris Evans has already said he'd like to take a break from acting.
Mhm.
Granted, I mean, like I know money could be like, I like the character, and you're paying me a shit ton of money, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But do you think like Steve Rogers is going to be in Infinity Wars?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be
It's-
surprised if it was Bucky.
It's weird because the person that they announced when Infinity Wars is going to be start filming,
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Evans is the one that announced when it's going to be filming.
Doesn't necessarily mean that he's in it though. I mean, it'd be. Don't get me wrong.
Why would he know about the timeline then?
Do you think they'd
Well,
straight
because
up
film
he's
it.
already a big part of it. Like I
Yeah,
love
maybe.
Chris Evans, and I want Steve Rogers. Like I don't want Steve to die. I don't want Cap to die. But like I feel like that would piss off a lot of people if at the end of Civil War Cap didn't die, since that's what happens.
Yeah.
And they've built it up to where he could. So I mean, it would be a bummer. And I also think it'd be a problem. I think superhero fatigue will set in when they switch casts. Like if they ever lose RDJ, I don't think people are
He's
going to be
getting
as
up
hyped.
there.
Which he only has like,
He just turned 50 too. I mean, like,
Yeah.
and I feel like you could see in this movie that
He's
he's old.
he has Civil War and Infinity Wars left. That's it. like movie-wise.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like...
that's the only thing that Marvel has up.
Right.
Like, after Inhumans, we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
If Marvel wants to do anything more, which they could, but that's in
Marvel
20.
just calls it
That's like in
quits.
2020.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, like, that's far away. So I think that's when superhero fatigue. But like, if they want to go after that, if they lose the cast they have now, I don't think people would be like Iron Man 4. If it's not RDJ, I don't think people would be like,
I don't think they're
"Ooh."
making Iron Man 4.
Yeah.
They did a perfect job of like building up to the Avengers movies to like
Mhm.
you like all the individual characters, then bring them together. It'd
Yeah.
be really hard. Yeah.
Because Infinity
So,
War is
like-
going to be difficult. Because luckily they're like, oh, we're doing 2 parts. Because they're going to take the Avengers and they're taking Guardians and they're putting them
Smash
together,
yeah.
which is going to be crazy. Because I don't know if I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. And also if they want to put the Defenders in there,
Who are the Defenders?
it's Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist.
Okay.
It's all the 4 they're making the TV shows about.
Daredevil's
Yeah,
rage.
Daredevil show was amazing. And so they want to put I think they want to put the Defenders somewhere in the cinematic universe as well.
Okay.
And then after Infinity Wars, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, there's a whole nother group of people that they're sort of starting in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're like, yeah, the Inhumans.
Yeah.
And that's just like there's a lot of people.
Yeah. Marvel is definitely...
Unless
I can picture Marvel's board as just a huge spider web with pins and strings and like
Yeah.
everyone trying to... know what's
unless after Infinity War, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do like the Kree invasion. That's like the only other big
up. I
thing they
don't
can
like
do.
the Kree invasion, man.
It's really confusing.
Yeah, well, because... So I'm assuming you and Lee, Sean and Lee, don't know what the Kree invasion is.
No.
So the Kree are a race of aliens that they're pretty much shapeshifters, right?
And they mentioned them in Guardians. They mentioned Kree in Guardians.
Yeah, they do,
Yeah.
because like that big head was an ancient Kree guy, right?
Yeah.
So what the Kree do in the Kree invasion is they come to Earth and they take out superheroes. They don't kill them, they capture them, but then they turn into those people. So like I think the first they take Captain America. I thought
Maybe.
at least in one of the things I saw it on
So
one of
that's
the shows.
separate. Like it's a separate.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like they infiltrate and they slowly are taking out superheroes. So like the big thing is becomes like the superheroes can't trust each other. Like the Avengers have to like break up for a bit because they don't know if someone's Kree. They don't know if they're actual people, and then they have to fight the Kree. And then the world is like, how can we trust superheroes now? Because like you guys, like Captain America told us to surrender to these aliens. Then it turned out he was an alien. Like how do we know what Cap is doing?
I don't know if they would do that in the movies. If they could.
They could. I think it would just be like a clusterfuck. I
Yeah.
mean, then again, no. I mean, people thought the Avengers wasn't going to be good. I mean,
Yeah.
people thought that Christian Bale and Heath Ledger were not going to be good in their roles, and they were.
Fantastic.
So I mean, biggest thing is don't make judgment until you see it because
Mm-hmm.
So-
Like the new Fantastic Four movie. I thought was gonna be terrible.
I saw that trailer looks. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks better.
Like I think
Mhm.
the thing that kind of like I love Miles Teller. I think he's really funny. I think he's really cool, but he's young, and I don't know how like every iteration of Reed Richards that I've seen, at least has portrayed him as older. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like at
Mhm.
least maybe late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah,
So I think it's kind of weird seeing a younger Reed Richards, but
he's more.
it looks really good. I mean, I think this is now the time where like they realize they can make darker superhero movies. Where like the original Fantastic Four came out, it was like it has to be light and fun and goofy. Which I mean, I didn't have too big of a problem with the original Fantastic Four, but I also don't know the Fantastic Four too well. So
Yeah, those movies weren't that good. But like the Suicide Squad photo just got released,
Mhm.
and like people making judgments about that. It's like you haven't seen the movie, you have no idea what's gonna happen.
yeah.
So
Well, I thought what you talked about, I think maybe last week, the thing with Chris Hardwick, when like when Chris Hardwick was all like saying they're supposed like no, don't do this to Joker, blah blah blah, and then people like yeah, that's funny, and he's like fooled you. These are all posts about Heath Ledger's Joker. So how about you shut up until you see the movie? I'm like, good point. I mean, you got it. That is to the T what the problem is.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So we're almost at an hour.
Yeah, we're almost at. I think we did a pretty good job. I think
Lee's gotta go.
Lee's
soon.
got to go.
I hate to be that guy.
Lee's gotta go diddle kids.
I'm not diddling the kids.
I hope he would. I think he's going to a church event. I don't know.
Bingo. Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
there's
like,
no church.
I mean-
There's no kid diddling in church.
Like, that's a lie.
that's
That's a lie.
Not my church. Not my church.
Allegedly, there's no kiddly diddling at your church.
Hopefully, there's no kid diddling at my church.
There's probably not.
I would assume so.
Not yet.
It's like a church for kids. So, well,
Anyways,
Anyways,
this has been our Avenger talking.
yeah, this has
podcast.
been the Avengers cast. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys have any opinions, for those of you who've seen the movie, definitely leave it in some comments or maybe tweet at us at GrabCast. I'm Josh Biddick on the Twitters. Brian.
Brian Roy.
Lily Green G.
I don't know if I want to say about Bambi Big Sean.
That's Sean's at Bambi Big Sean. Bambi as in the deer. Sean as in his name.
And Al's a black belted chef.
Yep.
Bingo.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
It was good to be back. Thanks for having me back on, guys.
Lee,
That was awesome.
always a pleasure. Great to
Great
have you back.
we will be back to our usual nonsense next week, even though this week was still pretty much nonsense.
It was nonsense. Plus, it's not like,
But
we've
we
been
kept
talking.
the Avengers in the whole time.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
we
pretty
did.
proud of
Always
us.
came
I
back
am
to
proud
it.
of us.
I can't bring
guys.
it around. Yeah.
We,
very nice.
we strayed from the path a little bit here and there, but I think it turned out pretty well. But
Yes.
but yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next week. You have a good one.